Good morning, everybody. J.R. Fisher here. It is a beautiful Friday here in San Diego, and we're going to do a little bit of training this morning. As a matter of fact, I'm going to talk about how to quit your job. And I don't mean, what do you say to your boss? I'm talking about how to get set up so you can quit your job. That is the thing that I think a lot of people are lacking. They don't have the ability to do. And I want to tell you, I'm going to share with you my story. Matter of fact, I'm going to thank you so much, James. Thank you for letting me know you can hear me. Sometimes I forget to ask. But I am going to share with you my story today about the thing that actually turned it for me, that got me to quit my job. But don't forget to subscribe. I usually forget to ask you guys in the beginning of that. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so that you are notified every time I go live and I upload a video. So I do want to take you back. I'm going to take you back to 2009, in the beginning of 2009. And I was working for a company, and I was a single dad. I had a girl and a boy. They're 4 years apart. I was the custody parent. Ex never really came around, so I was taking care of my kids, 7 days a week. And I didn't have enough time with them, and I don't know if you can relate to that. So maybe there's parts of your day where you want to have more time. What's going on, Dre? Good to see you in here. And guys, like Dre's doing, like James is doing, make sure you post in that comment section, chat section. I would love to hear from you. But I didn't see the future. I saw that I was getting older in a job, and I felt like as I got older, they would probably just push me out. And then what was I going to do for an income? So I really started to get concerned. And maybe you're like that, maybe you're in a job now where, it's just, there's no end to it, or maybe you've actually retired and you want some income, but you just don't see a way to do it. There is a way to do it, and I'm going to share with you what I did. I also hit the like button first thing. Thank you so much. That's right. He's reminded me. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button. Whether you're watching this live with me right now or whether you're watching it later on, it's recorded. That like button is so important. James keeps me straight, lets me know what I should be doing. So anyhow, I was really frustrated. And I was frustrated because, I was this full-time parent, and I really didn't have time to start a business on the side. And the reason I didn't is I'd have to be at work at like 7:30 in the morning. And I wouldn't get home till 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. I'd have to get the kids fed. I had to get them in bed. Got to get them ready for school the next day. And I literally worked 6, sometimes 7 days a week. So, I really didn't have any time. Usually after I got them in bed, I would maybe watch TV for an hour and a half, 2 hours, because that's all I had. That's all the time I had. I had nothing. So to start an online business was near impossible. Maybe you can relate to that. Maybe everybody's telling you, hey, you should start this business, you should do these things, and you're like, man, I'm maxed out. I'm maxed out. There's nothing else I could do. Let me get another sip here of tea, and I'm going to tell you what I did. So, I couldn't really make more time in the day. That was virtually impossible to make more time in a day. I only had 24 hours, and with only 24 hours, you can only do so much, right? And a lot of it was taken up. So what I did was I was sitting there one night, and I was kind of down, and I was like, gosh, man, I wish I had the time to start this business, because I know that all these people are making money online, and I feel like I could do it too, but I just don't have the time. So I turned on TV, started watching the show, and then it hit me. I turned on the TV. So for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, I would watch TV before I went to bed. And I thought, well, what if I just took 10 minutes or 15 minutes and I didn't watch TV and I did some research online? So I did. So I got online, started doing some research, and I stumbled on a site called eBay. And then what I did was I said, that's a pretty cool place. A lot of people are selling a lot of things on eBay. And I wonder if I could do that. I wonder if I could sell stuff on eBay. But then it hit me, well, what am I going to sell? I don't have anything to sell. I don't even know what to do. I don't know how to list a product. I don't know any of this stuff. Let's see what James is saying here. James says, artificial intelligence is going to destroy big jobs in the not too distant future. You are 100% right, buddy. It is coming. I read an article the other day, not to get off track of my story, but I read an article the other day. There's a robotics company that in Japan, and what they do is they have these robots, and what they can do is they can stock shelves in a grocery store. Now think about this. They can stock shelves in the grocery store. They know the entire inventory of the whole store. They know what is on a shelf. Okay? They know what's in the back room. So, and they can carry goods on them. Okay? So these little robots can go up and down the aisles, stock the shelves, go back and get what it needs, and it never wastes any time because it knows exactly what it needs because it knows the whole store. It knows what's on every single shelf. You think we're going to need stockers anymore? And I'm going to get back to my story in just one second, but think about restaurants, man. You know, it's like your restaurant experience, and we're going to go out to lunch today, and we're going to go out to dinner with some friends tomorrow night, but your restaurant experience is dependent upon your waiter, okay, the pricing, and the chef in the kitchen. Those three components, you know, and of course they got an atmosphere and location, all that. But basically, I could go to the same restaurant that I love the food at and sometimes get a good waiter and sometimes get a bad waiter. What if you did away with waiters? What if the only thing you had was an iPad on the table, which a lot of restaurants are going to this. This is not like my idea. But you just punched in what you wanted and somebody in the kitchen, when the food was hot and ready, just ran it out to you. What would your experience be like? You need more ketchup, you need more water, you need whatever, you need steak sauce. You just hit a button and it's brought out to you. Could they operate more efficiently? Yes, is the answer. Would your waiting experience be a whole lot better? Yes, is the answer. But what happens to all those waiters? They're out of work. They're out of work, okay? And you could take it a step further because there is now a robotics company that has built a chef that can cook thousands of different kinds of meals, that is also a dishwasher. Okay, so it can cook and clean dishes, and it's a robot that does all this. So could that change the restaurant experience? Yeah, and all the workers in it too. And I could carry that into healthcare. There's healthcare computers now that can diagnose illnesses better than doctors based on the data that it's given. You know, it could get rid of doctors. I mean, it's really amazing, and it's really scary. Let's see. And the robots don't take long coffee breaks. They don't take any breaks, do they, James? They don't take smoke breaks. They don't take rest breaks. They don't take, food breaks. They don't take breaks. They don't get hurt. They don't get injured. They don't need workers' compensation. They don't need 401k. Think about that, what that could do to a restaurant, guys. So let me get back to my story. So I'm looking at this hour and a half, 2 hours every night of watching TV. And I start researching eBay, and I found this site, and I typed in, what's the biggest selling item on eBay. And the biggest selling item on eBay at the time was cell phone cases. And there were several people that were just selling millions of dollars of cell phone cases. So I was like, well, that is pretty cheap. I could get me some cell phone cases and sell those. I had to buy them in lots of 50 or 100. So I started buying those. I started listing those on eBay. And I didn't know how to do it, but I finally figured out how to list a product on eBay. And I thought it was really complicated to list a product. Now I realize how simple it really was. And I started to sell them. And I got these envelopes, and I was making 20 cents, 30 cents, sometimes $1 on a cell phone case. And I was doing okay, or at least I thought I was doing okay. But the problem was I'd get 100 cell phone cases, and I'd sell maybe 10 or 15 of them. And then people would change their cell phone and they'd no longer need that particular shaped case. It wouldn't fit their phone anymore. So I would take the extra ones and just put them in my walk-in closet and buy more cell phone cases. And this went on and on and on and on, to the point where one day I woke up and I looked at my closet and it was full of cell phone cases, and I hadn't made any money. Not when you figure out how much I had bought and how much I had sold in a profit, which there was none. So I was staying up late at night. Sometimes I would work 2, 3, 4 hours. I'd be really sleepy the next day. But what I did is I was able to figure out how to sell stuff on eBay. I was able to figure out how to take payments online. Then I started selling camping products, and some of you may have heard my story before, but I started selling camping products, and I made a little bit of money on that, not much. Paul says, Olive Garden already using tablets. Yeah, Olive Garden does, Panera Bread does. There's a lot of chains that are. You go into most McDonald's now, and they only have one cashier, and they have a kiosk where you just go up to it and you place your food order in there. And I like that better. I mean, I really do like that better. And then with COVID, guys, factor in COVID, and people don't want to be talking to somebody else. They don't want to be in somebody else's face. So if they can go up to a kiosk, it's safer too. So there's all kinds of reasons there. McDonald's is almost a robot anyhow. I mean, if you've ever seen their kitchen, everything's automated back there. It's a manufacturing plant is what it is. Okay, it's not a restaurant. It's just not. So yeah, that's going to affect restaurants. So I started selling these camping products, making a little bit of money on camping products, and I got contacted one day by this company that made freeze-dried foods. and they wanted to know if I wanted to sell them. And I didn't even know what a freeze-dried food was. I had no idea what that was. I said, sure, I'll sell anything. And I started selling their foods, and my sales started to go up. And after a while, I was doing thousands of dollars a month, and then I was doing tens of thousands a month. And then when I got up to $80,000 one month, I quit my job. Now, how did I quit my job? What was the one factor that allowed me to quit my job? The one factor was I got started. I did something, okay? And I continued to do something, even in the face of failure, which failure was I was selling cell phone cases and losing money, okay? But I didn't quit because I knew there was some way to do this stuff, okay? You know, you can fast forward to today, and today I still have that survival food company because I ended up selling my own brand. I skipped over that, but basically I started my own brand because the company that I was buying from wasn't delivering like they should. So I started my own brand, and I branched out into canned meats, and now that is one of our, you know, really big products. We sell millions of dollars of that product. And then I started teaching people how to make money online, and lo and behold, people really wanted to learn to do what I had been doing. But I figured out how to sell any product online. It didn't matter. I mean, you could give me, you know, a desk or a coffee cup or a bottle of water. It didn't really matter. It was all marketing. I finally figured out it was actually learning how to market online. That was the big key. Learning how to advertise, learning how to market, learning how to send emails, learning how to do sales pages. All these things were really the big key. But the key to me quitting my job was I got started. I quit making excuses. I quit saying I don't have time and I can't do this and I don't know this and I can't type, and I still can't type, by the way. But that really is the big key, guys. And you know, today is Friday. Today is the start of another weekend. And I know a lot of people will work their 9 to 5 and they'll come home and they'll watch TV, or movie theaters are opening now. They're going to go back out to movies again. They're going to go out to a restaurant. And I'm not saying you shouldn't do any of these things. I'm just saying, should you do those things all the time and never invest in your own future? Should you, work, 40 hours a week and take off the rest of the week? That's up to you. It depends on what you want. Now, if you are happy and you say, JR, I've got a job I love, I make enough money, I enjoy my off time, and I don't want to do anything else, then you're listening to the wrong person, because I'm not talking to you, okay? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the person who has a job or has income that is, below what they want, who wants more time with their family, who is willing to sacrifice to get what they want, who wants to quit their job because they can't stand their boss like I did. I couldn't stand my boss. Couldn't stand him. I mean, just drove me nuts. Let me get another sip here. That's who I'm talking to. So if you're that person, if you're the person who says, I want to make money online, but I don't know how to do it, then you're listening to the right broadcast right now, because that's who I'm talking to, is those people who want to make money online, those people who are looking for a way out. They don't want to, work 40, 50 years and retire on half of what they had earned those years and try to get by until they die. Because that's what the average American does, guys. Social Security or your retirement is pittance. What I'm doing is I'm building more and more pieces of real estate out there. And my real estate is digital products. My real estate is content. My real estate is my YouTube channel. Because every month, YouTube pays me money, okay? Every month, people buy my courses. Every month, people pay continuity in my courses. So I can make thousands of dollars before I get out of bed in the morning. That's pretty cool stuff. Every month, people buy my survival foods, okay? And that's really kind of a hands-off business, because understand, my survival food company, I have a factory in Ohio where I manufacture. Those products then get shipped to Utah, and I have a warehouse in Utah that ships them out to the customers, and I'm in San Diego. I don't even touch the stuff. Now, I will tell you, in the beginning, when I started doing my survival food, I had to take those cases of meat, put them in a box, put peanuts in there, tape up the box, ship them out to customers. I did it all myself, okay? And I did it in I think it was 600 square foot warehouse I had initially. It's a little tiny warehouse. And I did all the packaging myself. And then I hired my kids, and then I hired some employees. And we grew and grew and grew. We moved our manufacturing and shipments to Poway, California in 2013, operated out of there for about a year, and I figured out that I needed a bigger warehouse, so I moved that to Utah, actually Kentucky at the time. Now I'm in Utah. So it was really just getting started, though. That was the key, and not quitting. Let me see what some of your comments are saying here. Paul, how did your sales training with cars help you? immensely, immensely, because what I learned in selling cars and managing salespeople and managing car dealerships, and that's what I did. I was a vice president of car dealerships. We had 16 different franchises. It allowed me to understand people and what they wanted. Okay, and if I could understand people and what they wanted, and I literally hired and fired thousands of salespeople, and I've dealt with tens of thousands of customers over the years. And it taught me really how to deal with human beings and what human beings really want. Okay, that's what it really taught me, and that kind of spilled over into what I'm doing. But guys, even if you didn't have that experience in your life, you could learn anything, because I didn't know anything about selling online. I didn't know how to type. I still don't. I didn't know anything. I knew nothing. But all your life experiences help you. You may have been a factory worker and you learned about processes, and maybe that'll help you in your online business. I don't know. But the thing is, you got to start. You got to start. What else you got? Even if you like your job, trading hours for dollars is losing battle. Yes. Start part-time business to get debt-free. And that's exactly what I did, Paul. I started part-time. I actually, at my lunch breaks, I would work on my business a little bit. If I could sneak a few minutes during the day, I would look down at my phone and try to do some work. I was always engaged in the business, as I am now. I was in my office late last night. I'm still working on my course. It's just so slow to get through that course, but I'm working on my course, Digital Course Designer, to teach you guys how to do online courses. And I want it to be tip-top, man. I want it to be good. I want you to be able to go through this course and go, I got all my questions answered. But if you go through the course and you have any questions, we've even got a help desk, so you can ask us and we'll answer your questions. I have a team of people that can answer pretty much any question. That's not a problem. Be grateful for the person who annoys you. Their purpose is to teach patience and humility. You're right. You know what, James, I'll tell you, Jimmy, who was my boss, and he has since passed away, if it wasn't for him being a real dick, to me, I would have still been in that job. I would have stayed there because I was making okay money. The money was not horrible. Matter of fact, I told myself the money was so not horrible that if I could make half as much and work for myself, I'd be happy. I just wanted to make half as much. Now I've far surpassed that, but the point is, that was my goal. So it wasn't a money thing. And you'll find that most people that quit a job, most people who are dissatisfied, it's because of their boss. That's the number one reason people are dissatisfied, is their boss. Okay? So if you're a boss, think about that. Think about that. And it also taught me how to treat people. And I have people that work for me now. They do websites for me. They do digital stuff for me. They do video editing for me. They do graphics for me. And I treat them with the utmost respect every single day, because they are no different than me. I don't care if they're in India and they're making $10 an hour, or if they're in the USA and I'm paying $300 an hour. They're still just human beings, just like me. We're no different. There's no different in me and them. And guys, that's one thing you got to realize when you deal with other people, whether it's a customer or your boss or anybody, we are all just the same getting through life. Okay? I don't care if you're a celebrity or any of that stuff. I may be impressed with what you achieve, but you're no better than me, and I'm no better than you. And if you keep that in mind and you treat everybody as such, like when I go out to lunch today, I'm sure I'm going to have a waiter. I respect that waiter. I waited tables. I was a bartender. I bussed tables. I was a dishwasher. I get it. I did the same stuff. There's no difference in them and me. And if you take that attitude when you're selling online, you're going to do a lot better. Your customers are going to like you a lot more, because you don't want to develop an attitude, guys. And when I was younger, I had attitudes about stuff. I had to get over all that stuff. And you do too. Everybody does. Because we're still adjusting to the world. Every day we get up and we adjust to the world, right? It's not an easy battle every single day. It's hard to get up and be excited and enthusiastic. Those of you who automatically do it, God bless you. I work on it every day. It's something I do, but I know it's necessary. What else you got to say here? James says, is purpose and passion important for success? I think it is. I'm not always passionate. I'll be honest with you. I'm not always passionate. I don't always feel like I have purpose, but I can tell you this, what I want to come out of it is always there. In other words, that the goal is always there. And the goal for me is to have freedom. Okay, the goal for me is to have freedom. And freedom to me is earning enough money to pretty much do whatever I want, okay, to take care of the people I care about, and having the time to do what I want. Now, Does that mean that every day I take a 3-hour lunch? Absolutely not. Most days it's 15 to 20 minutes. But if one day I want to take a 3-hour lunch and you just go do it, I can do that any day I want. Any day I want. If I want to go visit my daughter in Florida, which I just did, and see her new twins, I can just go do that if I want. I couldn't do that on a job. If I want to go on a cruise with a bunch of digital marketers, which Paul was with me on one of those cruises, I can go do that. Okay, I can do anything I want. The freedom is the thing that drives me every day. So if I get up and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this today, this is gonna be hard today, I look back and I go, well, what about the freedom? Do you want the freedom still? And I'm like, oh yeah, I want the freedom. Well, you better get up, you better get a good attitude, you better get on YouTube, you better help people. And that's how I think every single day. It's that getting up to help you guys. And when I help you guys, let me tell you what I get out of that. I love getting messages from you guys where you said I made $1,000, or I quit my job, or I did a sales page and I got conversions. JR, I appreciate that. That's what I like. When I get comments on videos and somebody says, this is really helpful, this is what I was looking for. Oh my God, I love that. So guys, feel free to do that if you want on my YouTube videos. But if it's not good, tell me that too. Tell me what I need to change. You know, I owe you guys because you gave me your time. Your time is the most important thing in the world, guys, really, because you could be anywhere at any time you want, okay? You don't have to listen to me. So if you listen to me, I owe you. I owe you some great information. I owe you some entertainment. I owe you some encouragement. I owe you motivation. I owe you so much because you listen to me. I really, really, God, I appreciate that so much. Paul says, when I was a fire inspector, I was blown away. Maybe you shouldn't say blown away by people who look like zombies in the workplace. Yeah. I mean, gosh, so many people just, so many people really, they go get a job and they get up and they drudge through every single day for 40 or 50 years. They retire on half of what they made or with no retirement, and they try to make it until they die. I mean, wow, right? I mean, how much, whew, that's tough. That's just tough. I can't do that. I couldn't do that anymore. Life's too short to do a job you hate or for a boss that sucks. Yeah, you're really right. You're truly right. And I was a boss too. I managed a lot of salespeople, and I got to tell you, I had to fire a lot of people along the way. I was never angry at them if I had to fire them though, because I felt like if they weren't doing well, they weren't selling enough, or they didn't show up on time, or whatever it was, there was a reason for all those things. Maybe they had family issues they had to take care of. Maybe that skill set they had wasn't good. Like I had one salesperson who didn't do that well, but he was a really nice guy. He ended up leaving there. I had fired him, but he became a musician. Another one became a disc jockey and fulfilled his dreams. So when I let somebody go, I said, this job isn't right for you. There's nothing wrong with you. This job just isn't right for you. And I don't want you to take offense, but I think there's something better for you out there. I really do. And I would tell them that. And when I would see one of them in a bar or restaurant, hey, I'd sit down and have a drink with them. I didn't have any animosity towards them. Why should I? Because a silly job wasn't a good match? That's craziness. They're all just people. And if it didn't match up, I'm doing them a favor. And I would tell them, it may not seem like it now because I'm letting you go, but I'm doing you a favor. You're going to find something better than this. You're going to be happier in life when you leave this job because you're not happy here. You're just not happy. You're not getting it done, and you're not getting it done because maybe this isn't the right product. This isn't the right skill set for you. This isn't the right time in your life, but something's not right. And I understand that, and I'm not mad at you, okay? I'll buy you a drink if I see you somewhere. And I told that to many, many people, and I never had anybody see me out in public and said, oh, you son of a, you know what, you fired me and I hate you. That never happened because that's not how I fired him. I never did, and I never felt that animosity, okay? So understand, guys, if you lose your job, if you get fired, if something goes wrong, it's probably for the best. It really is, but you've got to look at it that way. If you don't look at it that way, it won't be received that way. Do you use NLP in business and personal relationships? I would never use NLP in personal relationships. Maybe a little bit with my kids when they were younger, but no, I use it for sales, but not in personal relationships. I don't think that's right. It's just uncool to try to manipulate a friend or a family member or something like that. I couldn't do that. I'm just myself. Now, do I automatically do some of that without knowing it? Probably. Probably do, but not intentionally to get what I want. And family members, you should really try to give them what they want. I raised my kids and I told them what to do every single day in their homework and what time to go to bed, what time to get up and do all that stuff. And I have 2 grown adult kids now, and I don't tell them to do anything, because it's not my place to. If they buy something, like my son bought a $4,000 bed the other day, and I don't know if I would buy a $4,000 bed, but you know what? He works hard. He works at the Cleveland Clinic and he puts in his hours and he does it. He pays all of his bills, and if that's what he thinks that is a good investment, then God bless him. Let him do it. That's something he wants to do. He's a bodybuilder. He's in great shape. He devotes hours and hours to meal prep and exercise and all these things. And I wouldn't do it. I mean, I want to stay in shape, but that's his life. He's a grown-up now. If I need to tell him how to run his life at the age of 27, I didn't do my job when he was 7. You see what I'm saying? I didn't do my job because I didn't set him up in life for the way he should be. So, my goal on this channel is to set you guys up in business, okay? To set you up to where you can start running, grow an online business. That's my job. Like my job was to raise him, now that he's an adult, I don't need to anymore. Now, does he come to me for advice on a lot of things? Yeah, he really does. And I'll give it to him. But I don't, without solicitation, give either one of my kids advice. I don't tell my daughter she ought to do this with her twins or she ought to do this with her 4-year-old. I never do that. Because I taught her when she was a kid. I shouldn't need to do it now. Now she's on her own. If she asks me for advice, I'll give it to her. But I think she does a great job. I think my son does a great job. And this is, basically what I do on this channel is I want to train you how to do these things. And once you're out there selling your products, I'm not going to tell you what product to sell or who to sell it to, because I've trained you how to do those things. Okay, you've gotten that experience. If you need help afterwards and you ask me, not a problem. If anybody needs help on this channel and they want to get advice, yeah, I'm here for you, man. But I'm not going to tell you you should or shouldn't do that. What you sell online is entirely up to you. I'll give you alternatives, but what you sell is up to you. I mean, like I failed at cell phone cases. Obviously other people make money on cell phone cases. That wasn't my thing. Okay, that wasn't really a failure. That was a learning point for me. It was like, oh, this isn't for me. I shouldn't do this. I should do something else, which I did, and it worked out. Let's see, what other things? Paul's got in here. Stuff happens, and you need to be ready and in position where you can weather the storm. Yes, and you never know what's going to happen. Never. I like that people here are so go-getters. Love this tribe. Thank you so much, Paul. Yes, we have a very, very awesome group of people. It grows every single day. I have more people every day. I meet new people every day. Everybody that's in here and that comments on my videos and all that, I didn't know them at one point. You think about that. I didn't know any of those people. And through the medium of the internet, I met all of you. That's pretty darn cool, right? I mean, we got to meet each other. I can share ideas with you. I can help you. And what's really cool is I don't have a lot of negative people. Maybe it's because I'm not negative. I don't want to be negative. It's just like, there's no point. But I don't have negative people on this channel. It's really cool. I mean, I'm sure there's some trolls out there that just want to be negative, but for the most part, you guys are really cool, and I really appreciate that. So today, I'm going to do my Friday lunch. Paul, we were back to that. James, we're back to that. Cindy, we're back to that. And I could go through and name a bunch of people. I'm just talking about people who have just put some comments in here. We're going to go to a place that's Italian in San Diego. It looks really good. I called up yesterday to see if I needed reservations, and the guy that answered the phone spoke such a thick accent in Italian that I know it's going to be good. I got to plug in my computer. Hang on. Yeah, that's not the right cord. Yeah, I'm losing my power here. Hang on one second, guys. There we go. All right, I'm charged up now. Should be. Yep. Okay, so my computer won't die. So anyhow, what I'll do today is I'll go out to this restaurant. I'm going to post some pictures of my wife and I eating. And what I would like for you guys to do is friend me on Facebook, and you can see those pictures. And you can comment on those. Comment on my meal today. See what you think of it. See if you think it's a good meal. I'll check into the restaurant. You'll know what restaurant I'm at. When I get there, I can't remember the name of it right now. I just texted it to my wife. But I'll check in there so you can see the restaurant if that interests you. Maybe you'll be in San Diego one day and maybe you'll say, hey, I'll try out that restaurant. I will say the one that I went to, and I'm not saying anything negative about this restaurant, I won't even say the name of it, but the one I went to last Friday looked really good and the food was awful. I mean, when you tasted it, you were like, oh, this isn't good. What happened? So I won't be going back to that restaurant. They're very nice people, but the food was awful, just abysmal. Whatever. We had a great time, right? I was there with my wife. We enjoyed our time together. But the food was terrible. Okay, so if you happen to stumble on that place, I would not recommend it, and I don't want to say anything negative about them because there's no point in putting out a negative vibe. Maybe somebody would like that food. Maybe they want to go there. So yeah, I think I'm done for today. We got about 30 minutes in. I've shared a little bit with you. I've told you what you need to do to quit your job, what I needed to do, and it was really just being honest with myself and saying, take some time that you're wasting and do something with it. And I'm so glad I invested that time in stuff I was wasting before, because now I got this business. I got all these different streams of income. I got you guys. I would have never met you, right? How cool is that? So I really appreciate each and every one of you. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe, make sure you ring the bell, turn on all bell notifications. That way you're notified every time I go live, like today, or I upload a new video. If you like today's content, if you would put a comment in there in that chat section, I would really appreciate that. Let's see here. What do we got? I'm going to read a couple more comments. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you putting this stuff in here. What skills along the way helped you the most over the years? You know, I was an EMT on an ambulance. And that was my volunteer work. I was on the Virginia Beach Rescue Squad. And I watched people who were at their lowest points. I mean, when you call 911, things are going bad, you know. I treated people who were shot, raped, stabbed, were going to die, did die when I was working on them. And I think it made me appreciate being healthy and alive. I think that was probably my biggest learning thing in life that really helped me. It's like when I don't want to do something, I think about the people who would love to be able to do it because they died yesterday, you know, or they don't have legs, or they can't see, or they're so sick they can't get out of bed. You know, there's so many people that would trade their life with me, and I'm super grateful for what I have. I mean, I'm what am I now? 61 years old, and I'm healthy, and I can do stuff, and I can run, and I can do push-ups and pull-ups, and you know, I have a great wife, and I have great kids, and gosh, to waste a day when I got all this stuff going on for me, man, it would be ridiculous. And I think that really helped me. That ambulance experience probably helped me more than anything, being able to do that on a daily basis and seeing those people. So yeah, that would probably be it. Let's see. Glad to see you're letting your beard grow, James. I'm going to try it for a while, you know. I got to do that. And have a great lunch. Enjoyed today's session. Peace, blessings always. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you so much for listening to me today. I really appreciate it. Love each and every one of you. Talk to you real soon. Thank you.